All right, welcome back, Risen Esports, to Game 5 of Screaming Suns Gaming and CogChamp. Winner takes all in our Dominate Finals. Here I am, Joshua Nezra Freeman, joined by Kenny Master XD Lynn. And I'm gonna go ahead and take us over into pick and ban phase. We're having the relatively same pick and bans. We have Jana Twitch, Lulu being taken off by SSG, and Corky, Fizz, and Sejuani taken again by CogChamp. Rakan being first picked once again, once he wasn't banned. Alistair Tristana being picked up by SSG. Pretty solid, pretty nice counter into the Rakan. Tristan just taken away, I guess, as now just a take to get away from Hobbs. But that leaves open Xayah. The Rakan Xayah duo finally getting put together for the last game. Not exactly what SSG wanted to see. Are you there, Kenny? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, which team will create a clown fiesta for each other? Just like remember to last season's Rampage finals, Game 5. TPM shouts out new finalists, champions of Risen. Well, they created a fiesta for themselves last season during the last game.
It's not working, by the way.
So I'm just wondering which team will make the biggest fiesta in this Game 5.
I sent you over the pro draft link just for you to know. And we're taking Shen off the board. Wasn't, in my opinion, the laning phase wasn't that strong from the Shen in either of these games, but the standing items were just coming in clutch. Saving Hobbs is the essentially key to CogChamp's victory. As long as Hobbs survives, the team will survive. And we're going to take Trundle and Syndra off the map once again. We're actually going to pick up maybe Galio? I guess we're going to take in Galio, bring it back from game 1. But this time, hopefully, he's going to have a lot better. I need to see a higher damaged mid laner at this point. Because you don't want to focus all your eggs into Tristana. It just makes it such a... I guess it bounces on a knife edge at that point. If she doesn't do well, your team won't go anywhere. That's just it. Cho'Gath being picked up by CogChamp as well. Cho'Gath and Maokai are going to be picking up their nice 2 solid tank lines. It's entirely what the composition every game has been for CogChamp. Pick 2 tanks, defend their ADC. And LeBlanc surprisingly makes it through to pick bans after last game's performance. I didn't think that would have happened. I would have preferred to see LeBlanc banned over the Shen. But this time, the nice counter coming in from Cassin, feeling like we're going to have a much stronger performance on it than last time.
Well, there seems to be 3 tanks as a wall for SSG. They have a Galio just for Tristana, need be, or Galio could deliver... Castin could deliver Galio into the middle of the enemy team. On the side of CogChamps, there's Maokai and Cho'Gath, which arguably the strongest tanks in the meta right now. So, I really wonder who will survive the fight. Tristana or Xayah?
I'm feeling Xayah has a better chance of surviving these fights, just because they have that extra damage threat coming from the LeBlanc, able to pick them off. And after that last game performance, and from the last performance we're looking from Cassidy, didn't show up as strong, even with a lane that he wasn't pressured whatsoever.
Well, this time for top lane, there shouldn't be a exactly a winner, since both tops were put on tanks. So I'm not sure if Rando will actually be up to CS. Let's go into game and see.
hopefully continuing the trend of these past few games. Rando probably will be able to see us lead, whether it's the champ matchup or just the player matchup in itself.
Yeah,
that's just a
right now, we, as far as we could tell, Rando seems like maybe a better play than Red, but this game might be different. Who knows? Maybe Red would step up his game and possibly do well top lane, win lane, hopefully.
Yeah. But now Rando taking the back foot, at least now relying on his champ that just needs to have the R to work in a clutch moment. As Roshan didn't do that well in the laning phase, it just needed the R to work, and that's it. That's all we needed. You do whatever else you want to do for the rest of the game. But then we just gotta hope the Cassidy doesn't fall too far behind. Canadian Moose being a lot more aggressive in these games, regardless of being up or down, and showing for the first time LeBlanc from our last game, Tango was actually being aggressive and actually having plays work out for him. And became like ending the score at like 12 kills into that game. It was just monstrous.
Well, as for mid lane, both mid laners have teleport, which makes it seem like they might want to roam a lot towards bot lane. We could see how it goes, because Xayah or Khan, they're a really good duo. I mean, they're made for each other. Tristan and Alistar is also pretty good, like, in my opinion.
And also the Alistar's really nice against the Rakan, just able to shove him away every time he tries to dance on in.
Yeah, and then he can also act like a wall, which...
Definitely, once he gets the ultimate up, once it's actually 3rd level damage mitigations, he is just really hard to burst through. And now coming in from the composition that has 1 tank and 2 pseudo tanks, as compared from the last game where they only had 1 tank and not even a pseudo tank, as Yasuo was still building full damage.
Right, but let's see. Seems like the support for SSG is not switching his sums yet, which is kind of confusing. You see that heal as well, right?
Yeah, the heal on the right side, they both have heal, and it changes in the last moment. It might just be a spectator bug.
Yeah.
Because it's not like the enemy can see it at that point, so it's just probably a spectator bug.
Well, now we wait for the spectator's delay.
Oh, yeah. And we get to see our favorite use of the Ardent Sensor. It's my favorite use, being on Xayah and Rakan, just from the Rakan having the bonus attack speed, also given over from the Xayah, and just buffs them up so much.
Well, let's see. Xayah would dominate their mid game compared to Tristana would be dominating late game. So same goes with LeBlanc and Cassidy.
Yeah, SSG.
So it might seem like COD champs would want to try to end the game earlier before Tristana or Cassidy just pops off.
Yeah, it did seem like they picked themselves into a clock, because once the Tristan and the Cassidy, as you say, launch off into this late game, it is just going to turn it around, as that range just beats out Xayah so hard, and the Cassidy should be able to just delete LeBlanc.
Right. This game, however, there won't be an Ardent support for the side of SSG, which makes LeBlanc really have like a target focus, which would be Tristana, instead of having like maybe you have to kill the support or you have to kill the ADC.
But on that trade, we have a lot more CC at least coming out from the Alistar, being able to disengage anyone that tries to step up to her, as well as the Tristana having her own disengage with a rocket jump. So they have a bit more defense into protecting their ADC, but comparatively from ADCs over the last 2 games, he has not been the more formidable one in these matchups. Definitely going to want to see I Am the Law gives some focus again to the mid lane, hopefully not only just to help get that cast in through the slump of the early game, but to knock down the LeBlanc from being such a monster as it was last game.
Well, we did see the Law camping mid, so to speak.
So to speak, he sat there for a moment and got sought out by a sapling for which he should have backed off at that point. He knows it's in a 2v2 situation and where his own mid laner would be cut off from the fight, where he could have backed off, but he still went for the aggression onto the mid laner, thinking he could outburst it before it became a harder 2v2. And yeah.
Well, we could see from this game if he actually learned from that one mistake he had that game, or not intend to repeat itself.
Hopefully not. Hopefully both teams have taken the time, taking these few minutes in between the games to reset, learn from the mistakes, and hopefully give us a good Game 5.
Yeah, let's hope there won't be a fiesta, which kind of hopeful, but let's just see how it goes.
True. Checking masteries at this point. No one bringing anything that shocking at all. Cho'Gath going with the Grassing and Dying, which is perfectly fine for him and gives him so much health back, being just the monster he is. Quite literally.
For Cho'Gath?
Yeah.
Arguably, I would say Stoneborn Pack would be better on Cho'Gath, since, you know, that 5% extra health, really helpful, and how Stoneborn will heal your ADC if they auto attack, which would be really good based on your percent health. But Grasp will help him in lane, surely a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely help in lane, but just the ridiculous return after like the Vorpal strikes come in as well, just getting all the auto attacks off every 4 seconds in those team fights. He's just regaining thousands of health every 8 seconds.
It would be really great if we see Redneck actually building for like a one-shot ADC build, like just running directly to TJ, which would be hilarious if like TJ just pops, but they only have two tanks for cut jumps, so I don't think he will be like just going in directly for enemy ADC.
Nah, Redneck's probably main focus is just to protect Hobbs here.
Right.
Rather than trying to be the solo hero, trying to just eat Tej off the bat. As long as he keeps Hobbs alive, as long as the team keeps Hobbs alive, that is the winning condition. We have unstable performances coming out of Tango, so if he's good, he's great, and if he's not, it's just there. But as long as the rest of the team protects Hobbs, he's been pretty solid the entire series so far.
Yeah, the series has been like, if you protect the ADC, they get to auto attack. When they auto attack, they win you the game. It's like how this whole game has been.
Smite having to come out from X, he just killed himself. The blue was almost getting close there. Doing his best to force out a Smite because you don't really want to Smite out the first camp, so it sets him just a little uncomfortable. But nothing too dramatic.
But we see the Law passing towards bot side, which will be really cool. It'll be like really good if he like just cheeses bot lane really hard, but guess not. He did his Grom, and now he's at
So far, the Law's pathing has just been take buff, camp, pressure mid, just swing by as you pass by to your other team. If it gets a kill, great. If it doesn't, just move on.
Right. Both junglers now in the bot side jungle. Seems like the Law is heading towards mid now. While XT is still doing his red. Wait. The Law's going for
Coming in
anything.
from around the wall, kind of gang. Couldn't see. Might be spotted out just by sitting on the edge of vision. LeBlanc sniffing it out there. Gonna be pinged out.
But he's still mid. He's not going.
He's being pinged out by the sapling. So his there is not going to actually resort to game. He's just going to continue his pathing like usual for these past few games.
They are keeping track of XT from the word the law dropped earlier. So this might be an advantage SSG has.
Tauntman down onto Redneck, getting a lot of damage from their wings of work. I mean, I'm dropping down to about 200 health. Not quite where you want to be. Not exactly sure you want to step up into the lane either.
Well, this continues the trend of Rando actually just like being a better player than Redneck in general. We're like even on tank matchup.
Aggression coming in.
Redneck
XT coming in, doesn't get Heart and Andis doesn't actually land the W. XT not wanting to commit for the flash twisted advance to try to secure himself a kill. In this situation, it seems a little more reasonable that XT didn't flash, given the disengage from a King's Land and Tej. So that's alright. But doesn't want to play too passive when he has these kind of opportunities at his hands.
Well, right now we see aside from COG champs, they pinged out where Brandis was because they just spot the word. They just spot him doing skullcraft from the word. Now the law is counter juggling.
Counter juggling, kind of looking up towards red, but Redneck's just gonna back up and back at this point. After taking too much aggression, gonna fall even lower in CS. Gonna have to burn that TP to get back in the lane. Might be. No, Graga's gonna take the blast gun over and just back off. And it's just getting a little gleaming quill out. Both teams seeming a bit more reserved at this stage, knowing what's on the line. This game is the deciding factor. Once you're at this point, it's like a game of one. Passive getting procced on from the Tango, but he still drops at about 200 health. The Canadian Moose almost getting to level 6 would have been a different story at that point. Taunt landing onto Redneck, just getting a little more damage out from the Wings of War here. Tango once again opting into the more sustain route, getting the Vampiric Scepter, going to the Billswari Cutlass of the Hextech Gunblade.
Right now we see both junglers just farming up, doing nothing, but like hopefully looking for gank soon. This will be really good to whoever gets the first blood.
T's taking a really delayed back compared to the counterpart and still being a couple CS down. But I think just both junglers are a bit more timid. The pressure of this being the last game into him, and then Ripwalk comes out, going to actually get him down to 150 health. Actually there, but not there enough to save him, as well as the law. Yeah, I also here on the way, then thinking they might want to go in for a dive, a flash Ripwalk, where I can put him in enough range to go. Rando's going to get not able to cancel the back, and that's going to be a lot of time.
I want to point out that LeBlanc bought Advanced Scepter instead of going for Revolver.
Right?
Which, kind of confusing, but I guess she wants to sustain from Revolver, I guess, when she autos.
Yeah, my only thought was like the sustain's the only thing you're really gonna need, but it feels really terrible, especially when you're already 10 CS down at 730. Gonna get Ripwalk on, gonna immediately popped. E not entirely able to connect there.
At mid lane, we see another trade where Canadian moves just chunked Tango, so this doesn't seem really good for Tango right now. He's just losing XP here and there.
Without the extra kill going over to Tango, not able to get this as much gold over Canadian Moose this time. Might not be able to press in the lead in the what he wants, but the Riftwall coming out, and the Law is already there, just waiting to see if he can get a gank off. But Tango just being constantly shoved in the tower. Flash Riftwall coming out, gonna leave Tango with 100 health.
We see Randall trying to come down the river, possibly ulting for a dive, but guess they spot him out and Tango just backs again, losing her even more XP.
Gonna clear out this wave, probably get some damage onto the mid tower. Gonna send our bot lane top mid to try and combat all this pressure. Which
this is not good, since, well, the bot lane for Cogchamps, they're at least the ADCs. Xayah has definitely more gold compared to this Tristana right now. And I won't be surprised if Xayah becomes very dominant in the mid game compared to like whatever Tristana's trying to do. However, at top lane, we constantly see Randall pushing in Redneck to the tower, which just shows his dominance.
So far, no love being given down to the bot lane, but Teach still falling down 11 CS short. 10 CS short, that is. Either way, getting the root off onto the W's, landing onto the Tristana, just gonna go jump away, but the Law is there to gank. Gonna get the quickness off, but it's enough. The explosive cast gonna force Hobbs to flash. He's just there in the backline now, all focus on Hernandez, but the Blade Collar is just enough to dissuade them. TP's coming out from the Gallios there, trying to save the day, but the Rapture, he knocks out the Galio. Oh, double kill coming out from a Canadian Moose. Nature's Grass coming out. XT trying to make the flank happen, trying to get the damage off. Going to see what he can. XT gets the kill onto the Law. And as Tristana's on the back end of the flash, Beast does not secure the kill. Tristana just walks away. Chain Lance onto Rando, just going to stop him just up, but the Riftwall comes and gets a third kill for a Canadian Moose. Rando taking a dangerous tower shot. 4 men in the bottom.
Seems like this is the Fiesta we were trying to talk about, where like Cogchamps completely lost that, like 1-4, as well as First Blood going to SSG. This and First Blood tap. This is not really good for Cogchamps to come back, especially now that they want to make it. But right now, it seems kind of threatening for both teams, except SSG is gonna have like probably like even mid game compared to Cogchamps, and like this will allow them to like delay the game to late game where they get the items and completely just roll Cogchamps over.
And this is definitely what a Canadian Moose needed. Getting that 3 kills, being 3-0 now, coming back with a Roa and a Sheen, as opposed to the Bilgewater Cutlass and the Tome from the LeBlanc, is going to feel so much better than last game. Be able to take in, maybe dominate and snowball this team away. At least Tristana has got 3 of those assists as well. Still 30 CS down, by the way, or 23 at least.
Well, at least the 3 assists the Tristana got, it evened out the goal for the ADCs was. We see a lane swap happening where top lane for SSG is now bot. And
it's a good map rotation, although they didn't try to take the dragon, which is okay. It's only a Cloud Drake, but Cloud Drakes are still very useful.
Yeah, towards late game, man.
Towards late game when it matters about Elder Dragon. Redneck just getting a bit stepped on here, just not being able to handle the cow. Oh, Root coming out onto Randall Joe. The taunt got to come in, get some damage mitigation out. Hernandez and Hobbs just going to back off now. Rando feeling pretty good with himself being tanky enough to handle the fight. Getting a slowdown on the Tej, and XT coming in there trying to give some help back.
The Law is now in the enemy jungle. We're trying to get this LeBlanc. Well, LeBlanc just got out, but it seems like this is going to be another mid-camp game for the Law, while just threatening this LeBlanc to lose out CS and stuff. which would be really bad, trying to go against a cat who was already 3 kills up, mind you, and like, how much gold? About 1700 gold more than LeBlanc. 13 minutes in game.
And from PogChamp, we haven't traded the lanes back out. We're just having XT sit up here in the top lane, which isn't the optimal strategy you want to go in respect to the lane swap. You want to send Hobbs and Hernandez back up to the top lane, forget bot lane.
We're seeing a repair right now. KGC hasn't noticed that, but it seems like Hernandez is trying to go with the word of Herald, possibly. They're pinging it out now. Well, right now it's too late. Yep, there's a repair secure, which is gonna be painful to deal with this early on.
Alright, looks like we're having 3-man pressure. We want to drop the Herald in the mid lane, but Nature's Grab not going to be there in time to stop the Herald coming out. Herald should be able to one-shot, if not, just needs one more auto attack afterwards. Riftwalk coming on down to Tango. Going to get down with the explosive pass, knocking them both into the back line. Hobbs doing what he can, but he is exhausted, not going to do anything. Blade's going to come out, going to root too, but it's not going to be enough. Well, Shelly just comes and is going to whack onto the next tower. Flash Riftwalk coming down onto Hobbs. Got the ult coming down to just keep him alive, and damage mitigation rooting up for saving his own life.
We could just call the game right here, right? Like, at this rate. I'm not sure if KGC could, like...
I'm not sure if we can call it game, but it's not looking good.
Right. It's just... Gold-wise, they're not that far behind. It's just 5k, right?
Just 5k at 15 minutes. Doesn't feel good.
Yeah, they're going, SSG is now looking for this Calgary. And, well, KGC could definitely not after losing this many fights already. Both top and bot is pushed in for KGC, which doesn't really help them now that they just want to farm and hopefully not lose the fight.
Actually doing what he can, but I feel like he spent a lot of time in the top lane just trying to hold the tower. And now we have the return pressure coming in from KGC. We're going TP's coming out though. Coming out from Galio while the Riftwalk can try to dissuade the people from challenging up the mid lane.
Having 2 mid towers down for KGC, it's definitely not good for them now that like SSG could just put wards in the jungle indefinitely, which will end up in more plays for the side of SSG, and which will lead to a snowball effect. Their KGC is not like gonna like that. No.
That has been a fault of KogChamp through this series is objective control, not being strong on securing the dragons, not exactly securing the towers needed to perhaps get some of those gold into the early mid game that they need not to be so down and make these games a bit cleaner.
Right
well,
now
their team fight is great.
We're seeing SSG trying to get top turn, which they got. Now they have like even more pressure on top of that without that turn for vision lock. This will make a 20-minute affair pretty in for the side of SSG. Now that they're just ahead, and like it'll be hard for KogChamp to move the vision up to like the river, even.
Oh, we have Tango jumping onto Rando Joe, not exactly landing a chain just yet. Gonna try to get what damage down with the root. Misses on from hell, but the Hernandez is there to try to save the day, trying to get what damage he can. Ult has to come out, but he's still there. A lot was having taken to try to take down Rando Joe while they pressure up this mid lane and buying themselves some time.
Are you calling him Random Joe?
I said Rando Joe. I'm just normally saying Rando, and that time I messed up.
Right.
My bad, guys. Rando Joe.
We're seeing SSG wanting to take down bot tier 2 tower. Not sure how KogChamp will react to it. Now they're just standing by it. But it's a 4v5. However, SSG do have a castle, which possibly might be a castle win. We see a catch castle, but just walks out.
I am the law, just getting caught on, gets in the blasting cast. It's not really going to be enough. The feast is going to come out, and damage mitigation will not stop all that, but the Galley ult comes and knocks up too. Cho'Gath now stuck on the back end of that fight, going to have to flash over the Dragon Pit, but Tristana's going to jump over there, not getting an attack off, going to be delayed from jumping back over, and getting exhausted immediately right before jumping back over. The Buster Shot going to try to come down and save his teammates while getting the assist, and now he's just triple kill, coming in for the quadra kill. Jeez, returning the love.
Wait, how many quads do we does Tristana have?
Tristana has, I think, I want to say this is either 3 or 4.
Yeah, I want to say this is the 3rd one as well, including the Penta or X-Clip.
Was that Pen? I don't.
Yeah, there was a Penta.
Yeah, but I don't think that was on Tristana.
Oh, yeah, my bad. That was on Zypher, right?
Right. Tej almost. That team fight almost went horribly when Tej jumped over the wall to kill the Cho'Gath and missed, and the last auto attack didn't kill him until the burn went down.
XD actually flashed for that snare, and then we see King's Line getting caught out from a flank from Tango. Otherwise, they got unscathed for SSG.
Champ trying to get all they can, just trying to pressure up, siege back up this mid lane. Yeah, but it was a relatively healthy turret. It was pretty much untouched by the time they got here.
This was the second time this game where they got the pressure, but they couldn't do anything about it because, well, SSG just has the wave to stop them from pushing it out. Which, yeah, now mid tower is only half health after 2 pushes to it.
Yeah, definitely. Now we can actually... Baron is now alive, and I suspect SSG will be moving to that before long.
Well, it seems like they want bot tower.
It does seem like they want bot tower, but they can pull the direction and get that tower, and they have the pressure they can. They have all the pressure they need to win these fights and to force a fight around there.
There's also mid tower that's very low, just 1 hit from Tristana would do. Galley's just pushing with TP up, and yeah, the rest of SSG they seem to want mid. For Cogchamps, there's 2 people at bot lane. I don't think they want to do that while the score mid trying to siege down.
Galio having to come out for some reason. I guess to be safe.
Maybe yeah. Possibly. Right now we see SSG now rotating to bot side. Maybe for the drag, maybe for tower, but possibly
tower. Tower, pull back for dragon.
For SSG, they could take the play on the tower if they really need to. Maybe Galley ults down, but they are really strong with the 7k gold league. Actually 8k.
Both a Canadian Moose and Tej being 4-0. It's just...
For a moment. For a moment, we actually thought they were doing that push, but yeah, they're just going for Dragon.
Gonna secure the next Cloud Drake over for the side of Screaming Suns Gaming.
This will be really good for them now that they have the pressure up, and they can actually rotate much faster,
yeah.
Which will be really good for them. Now that they could be ever at once pushing their advantage even further. We see Canadian Moose heading towards Baron and King's Landing trying to clear it first.
Getting some war control gun, definitely trying to make that the next major objective, since it's the only one besides the open inhib right now. While Canadian Moose just goes and collects the huge farm up top, while moving his already 50 CS lead higher.
Hey guys, guess what's next dragon? Another Cloud Drake.
Oh boy. Gotta go fast is what we're all about today for Game 5 of our Risen Esports Dominate Finals. I mean, first game we started off with a triple Infernal. So
maybe this would be the first game where SSG secures all 3 of the same trade. Like, seems like they're getting wards and vision around Baron. They really want it, while Cho'Gath and Galileu's both falling, but both tank tops have TP. Canadian Moose trying to get to his team using Ripple just to get a bit faster.
Alright, look at the law just kind of camp down this bush, waiting for some unsuspecting COD player. I'm just gonna take the last gun just for good measure. Gonna find Rando in the jungle here.
Seems like all of SSG wants to do the Baron right now. They're just taking the vision over and ooh, a death push.
They want to do the Baron, but they want to find this fight here. Not going to get the body slam onto Hernandez, but the explosive cast not going to quite find what he needs either. And the mess up on the combo from a King's Land not going to land either. The engages just didn't quite solidify.
I think they weren't like patient enough, which happened yesterday as well, right? If they would just waited a second or two more, they would have gotten the comp. SSG now trying to
getting the actual body slam actually lands onto Hernandez and Exceed this time. Gonna secure themselves a kill onto the jungler.
This is a Baron. This is the Baron, right?
Hopefully this is the Baron. The jungler is dead for the next 24 seconds. No one left to really compete for this smite, but they do have a Cho'Gath, but no one from CogChamp is going there to try to contest this.
I mean, Recon ult is down, so the chances of hopefully winning
aren't even going to try.
Yeah, they're pretty behind now. Now after this Baron, I'm not sure. Since SSG has 1,000 more gold, 10,000 more goals in fact, than COD champs. They're probably just gonna push down and like end the game within the near future.
Hopefully we can get some pressure down in the mid lane. Just clear the inhib, roam down bot, roam down top. Sorry, Alphonse. I don't know, man.
As for the carries on both teams, Tristana is 2k gold over Xayah, which wasn't happening earlier, where Xayah was actually ahead of Tristana in gold, and well, mid lane was just trash. Like
mid lane just gets bodied while we have Rando just pushing up bot lane here. Try to get this pressure down, but none of the actual damage threats are down here. If they really wanted to fight, this would be their moment to take it, while the Cassidy and Tristana are nowhere near.
Well, it seems like CogChamp's playing on the safer side, not knowing where Chris is. So like, they don't want to start a fight, and like, woo, Tango just got.
We have Tristana and Cassidy just pressing down onto this endeavor to actually collect the gold from that. Good spawn some super minions, and Nature's Grass coming out, gonna secure a route onto a Canadian Moose, but the Red Fog just gets him out to safety. Taunt comes out onto Hobbs there, going to get the knockup, going to get the play caller, going to have to save the day, but Hernandez is out. Galileo coming in, getting the knockup onto XT. No one is stopping them. SSG get the ace. This is gonna be it. SSG win game 5. They are now Risen Esports Dominate Finals. These are our champions. Welcome and congratulate Screaming Suns Gaming.
It's pretty hilarious that they had to use subs like since week 2, and then that killed all these top tier teams that we thought that was definitely gonna beat them. But for example, I think Spurglords, wasn't it? Like they would be considered a top tier team, but like SSG had no problem. They just seems like SSG just has something within them that like just drives them into winning this
Yeah, I think it's called
Season.
Singing the Other Team Blues.
TSM!
Thank you, Record.
No problem.
All right, that was a great series for SSG here, and great series for CogChamp, putting on a great fight. All right, who do we want to bring in to talk with them about these games? Any ideas who you want to bring into the chat?
I think Canadian moves. He's been doing really well. Like at mid lane, he was doing extremely good work. Both this game, the series, and like every other like series they play. So like I would say Canadian moves would be the MVP for SSG right now. Just
I want to say
He, like-
Moose, definitely, but I'm also going to bring Jeff in here.
yeah, bring Jeff in. He I think played for SSG for 2 weeks as sub and now as starter.
All
Jeff, are you
right.
still here? They want to bring you in too.
No, I brought you both in. Thank you very much. Welcome, a Canadian Moose, and welcome
I
the
think you
law.
should bring in TJ, my dude.
Bring in TJ.
Definitely bring in TJ. TJ
TJ
was
is
like
Tej.
rock.
All
Yeah.
right, he's Tej.
It's TJ.
Tej. Thank you.
We also bring in Kingsland for like his amazing skills at finding good subs.
Okay,
We might as
Jess.
well just bring in everybody except Birdie left.
It's gone, dude. All right.
Yeah.
Kick Alfonso out of here, dude.
Hello?
Jack, leave.
Alright, well.
All right, guys. Well,
Whoa, everyone's in here.
yeah, put everyone in here, guys. Come on. All right, guys. Welcome our recent Esports Dominate finalists. How does it feel to win after what was boasted to be a 3-0 coming into a full 5-on game?
Had to make it a good show.
The series was awesome, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a
shit.
really fun series. It was a bit unfortunate. Games 3 and 4 went the way they did. You know, we got annihilated, and
I don't care.
we
Dude, Hobbs
just
just
pulled it
shit down our
together.
throat.
Honestly,
We actually couldn't kill him.
The Hobbs definitely was.
Shit? Dude, that's so
Yeah,
bad.
I think for us, like the big thing was when we realized that as long as we keep him on like what's his name, Hobbs. If we keep Hobbs on Zaya, it was basically just like a free win. So he couldn't 1v5.
Yeah,
What was it?
Because bot lane, as I recall, we realized like all they did was farm, and like they were never aggressive, so we just gave them it and gave me Tristana.
Well, what was the most important factor to you guys losing game 3 and 4? Like in your opinion?
I'll take
I
it.
think, honestly, I think one of our most important things is we've been hashing out vision. You know, we gotta have vision, especially in those games where when they pick the global comps, most of our vision actually stopped them from 4 or 5 manning bot. But eventually it happened, and we crumbled after that. Game 4, we had almost no vision anywhere. Game 5, we kind of sat back a little bit. They talked some things out. I had to relax myself, and then, we just went back at it like we did game 1. We put the vision out. We knew where they were. We knew where to go. We made the right calls. And in the end, as you saw, the game was over. TJ is a fucking animal. Gets the quadra kill, and just all of a sudden, he's popping off. He's got 3 items in 25 minutes. You can't kill a Tristana like that. Tristana's just gonna blow you up.
Yeah, he's busted.
Between TJ and Canadian moves, who do you think had the most impact game 5?
I don't know.
It's probably even.
Yeah, it's probably even because when Kyle
At that point,
killed,
PK was impossible to kill. I
Yeah.
mean, TJ left. So you can't kill that Tristana.
Kyle killed the LeBlanc mid lane. Like,
Yeah, that was the big ticket.
that was clutch. Like after that, I knew it was over.
I think for me it was just really like it's a pretty easy game for me picking Cassidon into LeBlanc, like him blinding LeBlanc again, or for the first him blinding LeBlanc made it really easy for us.
Yeah. We got the
Like a
hard
disgusting
counter.
matchup. Like, there's nothing he can really do into me. He can't bully me pre-6 because of the Q trading. He loses after 6, and then he can't do anything like game because I can just one-shot him. Especially with the W change when casting, where you can't jump away from the W damage. If you get the auto animation out, then it hits no matter what. So it's like a super free run for me. So I really didn't really do anything. Like I took no skill what I was doing. So I say TJ on that one.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to give TJ the MVP of the series. Games 1 and 2, he blew up. Like he
Dude,
was
pentakill.
pumping out damage. Getting the pentakill, almost getting another pentakill game 5. They really just cemented the road to victory in 5.
Besides Hobbs, who'd you guys consider a threat on the team when you guys were playing the series?
No one else.
Yeah, there's.
It was honestly, it was just Hobbs. The way Hobbs played
It's just
as Kog'Maw, it was nutty.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one. Hobbs is the only real like actually like, threatening player. I found every fight it was about killing Hobbs, and then no one else really made much impact. It was just trying to get rid of the champions mostly that could help him. That was our biggest job in like draft and stuff.
We're just throwing this out there. Hobbs or Rando Joe? Who do you guys think is the better ADC?
Hobbs.
Hobbs. I don't think that's really a question. Hobbs is insanely good.
Yeah,
Like, you can't take the credit away from him because he played his heart out, but our solo lanes were a little bit of a mismatch, and I think that's what really tilted it over the edge.
Even
props
though
to TJ for being able to go even with him in lane. Never actually.
That's all we needed to do, and that's exactly what happened in game 5 there, is we went even. Until we had that fight in their jungle where TJ picked up the random ass quadra kill, that game wasn't going to be a stomp. It was whichever ADC could get ahead, honestly, at that point.
We had a huge front line too. It was-
Yeah, that's the big part also.
We had 2 big tanks with lockets already.
So how's it feel to win now? That you are now the finals. You are the champions of our dominate split.
I have to go change my pants quick.
Yo, I need a question.
And I have to give Hobbs his loot back that he was gonna give me and Alex. So
Jeez.
He pulled it
I
out
had a
for a couple
question.
games.
Wait, is there a speech that your captain might want to say throughout this whole
Dude,
season?
I don't do speeches. I'm the worst fucking speaker.
What
Like,
the
I-
fuck?
Alex was more of our mom most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what supports do. We're
getting
just
the
the
scripts
moms.
together.
Wait,
Wait,
Support for the
quick
moms.
question, dude.
I joined in late.
What?
I do jack shit.
Alright, are the winners of Dominate ready to play the Risen Esports competitive team, dude?
Oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go. Well,
Ooh.
can we verse the Rampage champions instead?
Oh,
Yeah, let's face TPM. We're calling
Yeah,
TPM
that
out.
was our
If they
first
don't
scrim
face
ever.
us,
Yeah, we versed them first
First
time ever in
TPM.
scrim.
It was a fun scrim.
Yeah, oh yeah, it sure was. Real team bonding.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. And great game tonight. And thank you, chat, for joining us with our new champions of Dominate. All right, guys. We'll see you next time on Risen Esports. Do we have a?
Thanks, buddy.
Do we have a?
thanks, dudes.
When's our champions finals? Anyone know?
I do want to say to all
next
the
week
guys on
Sunday.
SSG, I do want to appreciate the fact that you guys brought me in at such short notice and I'm really glad that we're champions.
Me too.
Kinda cut out there, buddy.
Hell yeah.
I want to say fuck them R too.